Yeah.
Try to have more experiences before. I think that would be the sum of it. Try to have several more experiences before deciding which way to go. It's harder to
Yeah.
come back these days. I don't know if that's your feeling, but it's mine. This is mine.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another session of the DefDevice podcast. Today I have Alina Vlaic with me. She is the founder of AZ Rank. Welcome, Alina.
Hi, very happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, it is a special occasion. We met somewhere on the interwebs, and today we are on this podcast. We have done a few things. You just mentioned some exciting things that will be happening. So, it was a real pleasure to get to meet you. And it will be even more interesting to learn about your life journey. But first of all, let's talk about AZ Rank. What are you doing there?
Yeah, so AZ Rank, we've been in the industry, Amazon and e-commerce industry since late 2017, 2018. We started this company. I started this company together with my husband based on the need that we had right at that moment to rank better on Amazon. That's the easiest way to put it. We lived some great times when giveaways were very helpful, and the search, find, buys, and everything. I see you're smiling. Probably everybody who's been since then, they're
I
still
know what you're
smiling.
talking about.
Yes, and reviews were a thing, and all those cool things that are forbidden right now. But so that's how we started as a giveaway, search, find, buy, rebates company who did things a little bit better because it was coming from our position, which was also as an Amazon seller. So we knew both sides of the coin, and we tried to help sellers get there better and more efficiently than we did when we went to other ways of ranking on Amazon. So that's how we started. We're still here, fortunately. We're still helping people rank on Amazon in a different format, different ways. Things have changed, as I said, but it's still working. And that's just one of the services, the oldest one. Let's say we have added a couple of others under our umbrella, such as user-generated content for Amazon brands, press articles. We can get brands featured in several world-known publishers, insights about the customer journey, and things like that. That's what we do in a nutshell. It's hard to put this in like 3 minutes.
It is. No, there's no time limit, Alina. I mean,
I know.
I'm also
I was
curious to
just
hear more about your ranking system. I mean, I've been involved, as you know, in this ranking search fund by business. And yes, there was a change of terms of service at Amazon. But what is the best? What do you see as the most efficient ranking strategy right now? I mean, how do you help sellers to rank?
So first of all, by convincing them that this strategy, which is still, it still ends with a purchase. So it's still pretty much coming from the old search, find, buy model. It's just the way that it's done, it's completely different. It's a survey, customer market research that ends up with a purchase, and there are a lot of things happening on the way which I won't be disclosing in a
Okay, secret
podcast.
sauce. Very good.
Exactly, but that's the workaround that we found in order to keep this safe, to keep everybody safe, Amazon happy, seller safe, and the process going. But what I will say is that in 2024, and this has started earlier since late 2022, randomizing and being relevant is the most important things that Amazon loves in terms of giving you ranking juice, because they have been starting to do more with the AI. So you have to be relevant to the algorithm and to the AI that they're building in order to see you belonging to those keywords, if you know what I mean. So that's why we're one of the most important things that we do, and one of the things that we insist on is to focus on several keywords, as many as possible. And that doesn't mean you're going to do like millions of units because you're going to cover million keywords. It's not that. It's like, you know, don't focus on just your main keyword. Focus on your 10 most relevant keywords, even if your main keyword for your product is not in those 10 when you start, because it may be broader, you know, and it's, I don't know, something that is not very descriptive. That's what I would say. And also remember not to remember that this is complementary to PPC. Very important. So these work very well together.
Okay.
They're not excluding each other.
So you would recommend that when I run a ranking campaign with you, that I also run a PPC campaign that would target the same keywords, and
Yes.
that they should be also relevant and
It's a
maybe
win-win.
not the main keywords, but like long tail keywords where we have like a much more specific buyer intent behind them, right?
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah. Good converting keywords. We have data right now from Amazon. We have Product Opportunity Explorer, Search Query Performance. There are a lot of places right now to get that information, and then decide on this strategy. And yes, it will be a win-win at the end of the day if you're going to combine PPC with this kind of strategy, because on the long run, you will spend less ranking organically on these keywords compared to struggling with PPC, because we all know how CPCs can get in certain niches.
Yeah. PPC can be a long shot to get ranked. Yeah, I agree. So you are definitely an entrepreneur. That's why you're here on the podcast. So you are selling on Amazon. You created your own business to help Amazon sellers. And I do admire this kind of, leap of faith, because I know what it takes, to be an entrepreneur and to take the risk and to choose the freedom against the safety route in life. And I keep being curious about how this manifested in your case. How did you end up choosing this very unsafe freedom route of being an entrepreneur towards being an employee and collecting your paychecks? So let's go back in time and let's meet 10-year-old Alina. What was he doing? Where was she living?
She was living in Romania, where she still is, but just in a different area, up north, very close to the Ukrainian border. In a small town. I'm still living in a small town, but I think it was pretty much compared like 100-something thousand people. And 10-year-old Alina would be 1992. Now everybody can do the math. I won't say my
age. Oh, your age is exposed. Oh my God.
Just kidding. I don't have an issue with that.
Good.
But I wanted to mention it because 1992 for Romania meant 2 years after we got out of communism. We had the revolution in December 1989. Yeah. So it was a crazy time back then. I don't know. Everybody had money, but they didn't have anything to spend them on. Money didn't have any value. You would have like millions, but you couldn't buy. You would wake up next morning and find them that 1 million wouldn't value anything. That was the inflation and it was crazy. And I think just like the simple answer to your question, why am I here? I think that pretty much is the merit of my dad, my father, who was an employee for most of his life, but in 1991, after revolution, he decided to change the route and become an entrepreneur. And he opened a grocery store, which was something. I know it's pretty basic, but it was something back then because there were no such things and no such shops. And I remember working in that store from day one. I used to work there all weekends, after school, holidays. Yes, we started with this is I'm telling this story because I think a lot of people will find it funny. So since the products were impossible to find, you couldn't even buy from factories. There were no factories selling to regular companies because everything was state controlled and systemized. My father could only find three products: coffee, mineral water, and orange soda. Those were the three things, three products we had in a 150 square meters shop. And the line of people was like 200 meters long. What? Everybody wanted to buy something because there was no, I know it's so crazy when you think there was nothing to buy.
Supply. There
was no supply. So we were like the big trucks delivering mineral water. They were like nonstop coming. Yeah, that was the start in 1991. So I eventually, a lot of other products came, and we became like a real store that was there until I was an adult. I think I don't remember exact year, 2005, 7, something like that. They decided to close it, but and my whole life, as a child, before I left for college, I spent time there as much as I could. At one point, my father, when I was about 14, he and my mom decided to go even bigger and to go into production, manufacturing. And they opened a printing house and editorial publishing house. And I worked there as well. So I know how to make books manually.
Oh my God, that is so amazing, because you kind of witnessed the beginning of like business world.
Trade.
I mean, some people call it capitalism. I don't like the word capitalism.
I don't either.
It's kind of the free economy versus the regulated and government dictated economy. And I had the same experience, by the way. When I was 10, we migrated from Kyrgyzstan, which was Soviet Union, to Germany, and I had a similar experience where at the age of 10, you see this huge contrast between the government industry, which was really regulated and there was no freedom at all, towards the free economy, which really opened our eyes, I think, and we had some kind of similar experience at the similar age, where we kind of saw, okay, so now we can do what we want, and we can actually respond to the requests of our customers, and we can create things that are actually needed in the marketplace, which was a lot in your case. I mean, there was a lot of opportunity, I guess, to come up with products that people would want to buy. And that's what your father did. So you had some amazing experience there. Yeah, that's so cool.
It was actually, I think it defined pretty much of my will, or my thought in the back of my head that I will always work for myself. I remember when I was in high school, I had friends selling, we started like towards the end of the high school talking about what do you want to be, what, company do you want to work in, or whatever, what do you want to do, after you go to college or after college. And I said, I kind of don't know. I wasn't very, I didn't have like a specific dream, like I want to do a clothing company or a jewelry company or whatever a girl may want at that age. But I remember my friends telling me, you will have your own company. It doesn't matter what it's going to be, you're going to have it. And I think I have got there, even if when after I finished college, I didn't do that immediately. I got a job, but it was a job which also helped me a lot because I was the job. I don't know how to say it. So worked a lot, learned a lot, involved. I'm a person that is 200%. If I'm passionate about something, it's how I am. And only afterwards it came. But I don't know if I would change anything. I do believe that at 22 or 24, I think I was 24 after finishing master's degree and everything, it's hard to, you don't have the mind of a 30-year-old to start a business. I would give it a couple of years and learn. Looking back now, I would say that with the mind of a 40-year-old.
Good. So what was the first business you started then after you ended your employee career?
The Amazon. Actually,
your first business was an Amazon seller.
Kind of. I mean, yes and no. So my husband, when we met, it was 2006, and he was just opening a business. Also, graduated from college a couple of years ago, was coming from a job, and he wanted his own thing. And basically, I was involved. The first business I was involved in was that, because it was ours. We still have it. It's been almost 20 years. It's a distribution business that basically we import and products, mostly in the children, toys, baby, now expanding to home and decor and a bunch of other stuff. Importing, not necessarily China, mostly we're going towards European brands that are not present in Romania. And we're bringing those products on the market here and afterwards distributing to retail and online. So that was the first. And then at one point when I quit my other job that I was only mine, it was the Amazon. The first one, the Amazon.
Okay. So then, so after running your kind of toys importing distribution business, you started on the side. You started an Amazon business, selling the same products on Amazon or something else. Or?
So we decided we need to learn first, because since we've been involved in e-commerce and we were already selling online here, we kind of realized that Amazon, it's not, those stories that after 3 months you're going to be on a beach driving a Lamborghini and sipping cocktails all day.
No. Oh my God. I thought that was what happens when you start selling on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of realized there's a lot of learning involved. And we said, okay, since we are in Europe and Amazon Europe was, this was 2017, was we had UK and Germany, I think, at that point, and then the other ones were just starting out. And we said, okay, let's try to use the products that we have here in our warehouse, the brands that we already work with. Let's try to find a few that are not on Amazon, but they would agree to leave us sell on Amazon. It was kind of a wholesale, but not a wholesale, a combination between wholesale and private label. So we found this brand. The first one that we started were garden slides for kids, like the big ones, plastic ones. So they would come folded and things, but still very big parcels. And we would do FBM from Romania to UK and Germany.
Wow.
They were selling really well, actually. We did that for 1.5 years, sold a few containers. it was good for that type of product, doing FBM from Romania and learning at the same time. That's how we learned how to do a listing, how to do photos, PPC, Facebook ads, Instagram, whatever was at that point.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's how we started. And one point, it was 2018, when we decided, now we know, now we're there. Let's do a private label in the US. And that's how we started. It was a baby product brand. Actually, it was one product because the brand never happened since the first product was so bad. It was a very big failure, but the most important in my life, I believe. If it wasn't for that product, for that product, I wouldn't be here. AZ Rank wouldn't be here, and probably us, the other brands, wouldn't be here. Yeah, it was my biggest learning experience because I realized. So as I said, my husband and I, okay, now we know. Let's go do this. Design the product, make it better, blah blah blah. Influencers, factory, manufacturing, nice packaging, everything. Buy the book. Only that when we made the product live, guess what? It wouldn't sell. So start learning what you have to do. Rank this, influencers, marketing, Instagram. Eventually, after close to 9 months of struggling, we realized it was a very complicated niche. It was a design niche. The product was a milestone blanket. I don't know if you are familiar with those. It's a blanket that you put your baby on and take photos. 1 month, 2 months. You put some props on.
Okay.
Very design oriented. Some parents would love pirate boats. Some other would love butterflies, flowers, whatever. You never know. You think you made the perfect product, but anyway. So I tried everything. We tried everything for close to 9 months, and then we liquidated and moved forward. But that was the time when AZ Rank was born.
Wow. Well, I really admire your courage because I know what it feels like when you work on a product for 9 months and it doesn't take off. It doesn't feel very good.
No.
But you still kept going, and I assume you launched another product, or did you straight go into the agency business?
Both kind of simultaneously, I think, because everything started like I was determined. I said, this is not my end with Amazon. This is not how it's supposed to be. I want to prove myself if I can do this or not. I just, need to find another product. And that product the first product that we launched afterwards, it's still part of, we built a brand around it, and we still have it nowadays.
And it's selling. It went better than the first one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then we had another brand, completely different niche. So that's why I say it was the best learning experience of my life.
There you go. Yeah, and I really like how you put failure and how you change it into learning, because I think that is one of the very important lessons entrepreneurs have to learn, that failure actually means learning, and there's no such thing as being an entrepreneur without learning or failure. So, this
it's very
it takes a lot of courage. It takes resilience, and we have to take the punches of people saying no. This product sucks. I don't want it. So exactly. But you made it happen, and I find it really admirable how you had the courage to go through this experience and to not stop and not become a waitress, but you actually kept going. And
I was a waitress, but in college.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've been.
No, the sequence was So you were a waitress first, and then you went through all these entrepreneurial challenges, and and now you're a big girl with an agency and Amazon brand, and things are looking pretty well. And I'm really happy for you. Yes,
Thank you.
and I know what it takes. It is, these things don't come easy. So again, my
No,
respect.
they don't.
Yeah.
It's especially when, even if, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the only thing that you're focused on, or if you have, like, we had like another business and family. And actually, the reason I went for a baby product was because I had, like, recently had my daughter. So I was a new
Mhm.
mom with a baby and a 5-year-old. And yes, that means endless nights,
Mhm.
with no sleep, and
Yeah.
thinking. When you
Mhm.
reach the point when you realize that, yes, I want to do this, but I need to learn a lot and read everything. I remember I was reading all the crap, sorry, in all the Facebook groups there were there. And I knew at one point, I realized, okay, this is good information, this is bad information. And
Mhm.
this was bad information. And there were like tiny bits and pieces of good information out there. But,
Oh yeah,
you know,
learning. Yeah, we could speak an hour about just learning, and how to decide what is crap and what is not crap, right? I mean, that's a journey in itself to kind of to understand, like, what is the things that we actually need to apply and what is just BS, right? And obviously, you mastered that part as well. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, Alina, I have goosebumps right now, and so I would, as a parting shot, I would invite you to share any other nuggets of wisdom that you would, tell 10-year-old Alina or somebody else who would enter the entrepreneurial path. What would you recommend? What would be your best advice for those people?
oh, this is hard. besides besides from what I already said with the learning experience, which would transcript into an advice sounding like, try to never stop learning, try to add that 1% more every day. That's something that I try to base my life on in every possible field, even if it's like personal, work related, kids, fun. 1% better every day. When I discovered this, I think it kind of changed my life. It comes from a book which I don't remember at this point, but you'll
Mm.
find it if you Google it.
Yeah.
1%, be 1% better every day.
Mhm.
You'll
I've read
find
the
it.
book. Yeah, it's called something with habits. What habit is it?
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
Atomic
Atomic
Habits.
Habits.
Yes.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's something that I would definitely think, say it's important. What else? I know it's easier to say than done, but don't let bad things scare you. You sometimes get to, as you said, having a product, it's hard, or I don't know, things happen in life. Sometimes can be business, or sometimes can be personal, and the personal thing reflects in your business. It's easier to say than done, but I would strongly encourage everyone to do a mind, you know, introspection, and find the strength to get out of that and move forward. And I'm an optimist. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I've always been like optimistic and always see like the bright side of things, even if they're like totally dark. I would see a bright side in there. Sometimes it's helpful, not always. Not
Mhm.
always. So don't be like that.
Mhm.
If it's
Mhm.
dark, it's just dark.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's important.
Mhm.
Also, as I said, this is just me. I don't know if it's applicable to other people there, but I'm pretty sure it is. I wouldn't jump in 2024 right now, or I don't know, in a couple of next years, considering everything happening in the world with the economics, with wars, everything. I would not hurry to jump to an entrepreneurial journey before experiencing the other side. I don't know, just be an employee for a couple of years and see
Mhm.
how the world is running now, because it's so much different than 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And I'm talking about, like general perspectives, and then decide which will be your best entrepreneurial path. Because, people change sometimes, and it's normal to be like that. When you go out of college, you had a bunch of friends in your dorms that you were all talking about how cool it's going to be to have a nightclub, right? Or I don't know, pastry. And 5 years after you've been working in a company, like, I don't know, whatever corporate thing, you will realize that you are very passionate about stock exchange, or think different
Accounting.
things. Accounting, whatever, HR, or Amazon. You can discover even Amazon. Try to have more experiences before. I think that would be the sum of it. Try to have several more experiences before deciding which way to go. It's harder to come back these days. I don't know if that's your feeling, but it's this is mine. Compared to the 90s or the 2000s, for Gen Z, it's a little bit more complicated, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Things change all the time. And what you're saying is basically also an entrepreneurial concept of A/B testing, right? So
Correct.
It's a good idea to test the employee life against the entrepreneurial life, and to maybe have an idea of both and experience both and see what is the better fit. So, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for all my life, so I didn't really have any choice. But of course, everybody should have this, see for themselves what is the best fit. And there's no one, there's no one set, one thing fits all rule. Everybody's different. But
yes,
you are an example of how entrepreneurial life can go really well. And my kudos to that. And I would say thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience and your wisdom with us today. I found it very inspiring. Yes, it was a pleasure. The details to get in touch with you will be below this video. So whoever wants to reach out to Alina and maybe get his products ranked should do that. And with that, I would say thank you so much, and stay in touch.
Of course. Thank you. Have a great day. And just wanted to say to everybody listening, whether if they're an entrepreneur or never thought of being an entrepreneur, just follow your dreams. I think that's also something very important nowadays.
I agree. Thank you, Alina.
Thank you. Bye.